like embarrassing. No, thinking caps. If that was grade 2, you all would have put your thinking caps on. You put your listening ears on. I know you did that, so you would have put on your thinking caps. Grade 11, you all just looking like, thank you. Oh, you just shuffle. Yeah, ball cap. Mine was a fedora. Big hat, bucket hat, really. Okay, are you ready? I really like your glasses, FYI. They're very nice. You all agree. I know you do. Okay. So, thinking caps. And you're like, what? Yes, we need them. We're going to bring them in. Okay? All right, we're going to star this. We're going to highlight it. We are going to say yes to this question. We are going to remember how to do it. Yes, we are. Star, star, star. Highlight, highlight, whatever you may want to do. Sticky note, maybe. I don't know. All these options. Now, how we're going to know we see a question like this. First off, it's going to say arithmetic series. So that's going to be one important part. I'm going to get my own little highlighter up. I want to use pink. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to look at arithmetic series. That's a hint that I'm going to have to use one of the arithmetic series formulas, right? Yeah. Okay. The other part is how you're going to spot this question is I'm going to give you the sum of a certain amount of terms and then another sum of another certain amount of terms. Okay? So here it says the sum of the first 2 terms is 19. The sum of the first 4 terms is 50. I give you 2 sums of a different amount of terms in an arithmetic series. That's how I know this particular question is going to happen. We're going to bring grade 10 back again. We just can't help ourselves. Grade 10 was so much fun. All right. So, I should have highlighted sum. The sum of the first 2. How do I represent sum of first 2? S2. And it equals 19. I just summed that up. Sum of the first 2 is 19. Then the sum of the first 4, S4, is 50. Okay? You think we could spot this? S something equals S something equals. Whenever you get that. So this is S2 equals 19, S4 equals 50. So I'm not giving you what the second term is or what the fourth term is. I'm giving you the sum of the first 2, the sum of the first 4. Okay? It doesn't matter what I ask you to do. We'll read the question later. It doesn't matter what I ask you to do. You're going to have to follow the same steps every single time. Okay? You're going to fill this into the long arithmetic series formula. What's the long one? Well, the long one is Sn equals n divided by 2, bracket 2t1 plus n minus 1d. We're going to fill it into there. Well, what do we know? So I'm going to split this in half like this. What do we know when we say S2 equals 19? Yeah. We know n equals 2. And we know S2 is 19, right? We have 2 things. So this formula is Sn equals n divided by 2, 2t1 plus n minus 1d. So I'm going to fill in what I know. So I'm going to fill in 2 for all my n's. So I'm going to go S2, S sub 2, equals 2 divided by 2, 2t1, I don't know what t1 is, so I'm going to leave it as t1, plus n, so 2 minus 1, and then I don't know d, so I'm going to leave it as a d, close bracket. So I just literally filled in n's, all I did, right? Do I know something else I can fill into here? What else do I have labeled? S2, so the first 2 terms equals 19, right? And what do I have here? S2. So what could I fill in for S2? 19. I'm going to reduce the rest of this stuff. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, bracket 2t1 plus 2 minus 1 is 1d. Do I have to write the 1 in front? It's multiplication of 1. Does it do anything? No. So I'm going to get 19 equals 2t1 plus d, or 1d. So that's step 1. Fill it into that formula and reduce it. Okay? Step 2 is going to be fill the other one into the formula and reduce it. Same steps. So I know n equals 4 for this one. So now I'm going to go S4 equals, hey, Jameson Laboratories. Okay, so we're going to fill in. We have S4 equals 4 divided by 2, bracket 2t1 plus n, which is 4 minus 1, and then d, I don't know. So S4 is actually 50. 50 equals, could I fill 50 in right away if I wanted to? Yes, absolutely. I was just proving a point. That's why we fill 50 in. And then 2 bracket 2t1 plus 3d. Now last time, the 1 just evaporated because it didn't need to write it, right? This time the 2 doesn't evaporate. But I hinted to you as I was walking that you could get rid of the 2 by doing what? What is it doing to these brackets? Multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So we're going to get 25 equals 2t1 plus 3d. And this is equation 2. That is the only new stuff. That's the new stuff from grade 11. That's only new. Now we're delving into your grade 10 toolbox. Hoping it's not too rusty, you know? Hoping it's still somewhat there. So, in your grade 10 toolbox, you learned how to do elimination. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what happens over summer. The summer between grade 10 and 11. It doesn't matter even if you just did this right in grade 10. I don't know what happens between the summer between 10 and 11, but your brain gets larger and can take in things easier. It's the craziest thing, and it's super strange and weird. But even if you found elimination harder, you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Lepp. Even if you found it harder, don't remember it. When we go through it now, you're like, well, that's easy. I don't know what happens between the 10 and 11 summer, but your brain expands. It can just take things in easier. I'm not even joking. It's not even a joke. I don't know what. It just works. Less overwhelmed? I don't know. Good fresh, summer break? I don't know. But with elimination in grade 10, we were taught to stack the equations. And we were taught to stack the equations so that we had the same stuff over top of each other. Well, I made it in the format, and this formula does it for us, which is awesome, is it's number equals t1 plus d, right? Number equals t1 plus d. They're actually in the right order. So we just have to stack them. The hardest part of elimination is getting them in the same order. We don't ever have to worry about that because it'll just be in that order. So we stack them. This is going to be step 3. It's elimination. So we're going to go 19 equals 2t1 plus d, and then 25 equals 2t1 plus 3d. Now we were taught in grade 10 that we have to make one of them be the same. What's amazing about this formula? The t1s are always the same because it's 2 t1s, right? So at this step, it's way easier than 10 in the fact that they're already always will match as long as you remember to divide that number over. So if I add these two equations, I'm going to get 4t1 plus 4d. Did anything eliminate? No, that's not a good elimination. So I'm going to always subtract them in this instance because the two t1s match. And if I subtract them, 2t1 minus 2t1, they just evaporate, right? They just go away magically. So let's subtract them all. 19 minus 25, what's that? Negative 6. 2t1 minus 2t1 evaporates. D minus 3 is negative 2d. You just have to watch when you subtract that you're actually subtracting them. So d minus 3d is a negative 2d. Now how do I get d by itself? Nope, it's being multiplied.
Divide by negative 2.
Yeah, divide by negative 2. So d equals 3. And then your last step in elimination was always to fill it back into one of the other equations to get the missing variable. Well, we don't know what T1 is, right? So we can plug it back into either one of those. So that's step 4. Plug it back in. So we're either going to plug it into this one or this one. This one looks easier to me than this one, so I'm picking that one. You could pick this one. You will get the same T1. So I'm going to plug it into this one. 19 equals 2T1 plus D. D now I know is 3. So 19 equals 2T1 plus 3. I have to move the 3 first because it's an addition. How do I move an addition of 3? Subtract. So I get 16 equals 2T1. What is the 2 doing to the T1? Timesing, how do I get rid of multiplication? Divide. So T1 equals 8. Now I care what the heck the question is. Because it doesn't matter what the question is, I have to do this step to get T1 and D to be able to answer anything. So the moment I give you the sum of two arithmetic partial parts of a series, the two sums, you have to do these 4 steps and then go back and look at what the question is. So the question is, what are the first 6 terms? How can I get them? Well, I have the first term. What's the first term? Nope. 8. First term is 8, and I need the first 6. How do I go about that? If I know D, I can do what to get to the next term? Add it, because it's a sequence, an arithmetic sequence, right? So 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus 3 is 17, plus 3 is 20, plus 3 is 23. Okay, that answers the first question. The second question was the sum to 20 terms. So they want S20. Do I know T20? Do I know the last term? Do I know T20 anywhere? No. So I can't use the shorter formula, because the shorter formula is the first term and the last term, right? I don't know T20. So I have to use the long one. So it's n divided by 2, 2T1 plus D, 2T1 plus n minus 1D. So S20 equals 20 divided by 2. 2T1 is 8, we found it, plus 20 minus 1, and D is 3. So I'm going to get 10 times 16, and then 19 times 3. 20 times 3 is 60, so 19 times 3 is 57. So plus 57. And then I'm going to get 10 times 16 and 57 is 73. So S20 is 730. So that's just using the math from yesterday, after we find T1 and D, right? You're going to flip over the page in your notes just to look at the question once you have it written. There's a your turn. You see it at the top? There's for sure not enough room. If you see that as a challenge, go ahead, but there's for sure not enough room. You're going to try it out. So you're going to follow the same 4 steps, right? First step is to fill in N and Sn. Second step is to fill in the other N and Sn. Third step is to eliminate the T1s. Fourth step is to find the T1s. Then you can only answer whatever the heck the question is. This this time I gave you the sum of the first 8 terms, so S8 is 176. And the sum of the first 9 terms is 216. Try that one out. So we're going to get 176 equals 8 divided by 2, bracket 2t1 plus 8 minus 1d. You're good to go. And then 176 equals 4, 2t1 plus 7d. Divide the 4 over. Is that 44? And that's your equation 1, right? Let me do our equation 2. 216 equals 9 divided by 2. Let's do decimal. Bracket 2t1 plus 9 minus 1, 9 minus 1 d. 216 equals 4.5. 2t1 plus 8d. And then we divide by 4.5. What do we get? Like, you should have. 48. 2t1 plus 8. Equation 2. Then we stack them. Right? 44, step 3. 44 equals 2t1 plus 7d. 48 equals 2t1 plus 8d. Subtract. 44 minus 48 is negative 4. T1's cancel. 7 minus 8 actually equals negative d. So the answer is not negative 4. I have to still divide by negative 1. So d equals 4. And then either equation it can go into, both of them aren't that pretty. I'm just going to pick one because I did. If you pick 2, don't worry about it as long as it's the same 2, 1. So I'm going to get 44 equals 2t1 plus 7 times d, which is 4. 44 equals 2t1 plus 28. Subtract 28. And we get net positive 16. 2 to 30, 14, 16. Yeah. 5 by 2. T1 equals 8. How'd you do on that? Yeah? Okay. I don't even know what the question is. Because you have to do this no matter what, right? Yeah.
You need the term 9.
You need the what, sorry?
Term 9.
Term 9? And then what? Just not, that's it? Get me being all sweet and kind. Okay, so if we want term 9, you could just go 8 and then add 4, add 4, add 4, add 4 to get term 9, right? Or we can use the Tn formula. If you did it either way, I don't really care. I'm going to use the Tn just to prove a point. Tn equals T1 plus n minus 1d. So I'm going to get T9. You said 9, right? Equals, my brain stopped the first. 8 plus 9 minus 1 times 4. So it's 8 plus 7 times 4. That's an 8. It needs to be the weekend. I just did 9 minus 1 is 7. And then I get 8 plus 32, which is 40. Yeah? Okay. Your homework for today is 2 questions. One of them is like this, though, so please. So, page 28. Number 10. Number 10 is like yesterday. You're given 2 terms that are missing, that are sporadically in the middle of something. So you're going to have to find D first. Okay? This is like given term 7 and term 10, and then you have to find the difference between the 2 terms to get your new N. Treat term 7 as T1, etc. Find D. Okay? That's number 10. Number 11, you might want to start first. Number 11 is just like what we just did. So if it were me, I would do a lesson first because we just did 2 examples of it. I would just do a third right away to solidify it. Okay? That's it. They don't have 77 parts. It's literally 10 is one question and 11 is one question. There's 2 questions. Okay? If you work now, you have yourself about 13 minutes. You might be able to finish them before your weekend and then just say, no homework. Right? 2 questions.